Have you ever wondered that you might actually be ruining your life? People meme a lot, especially in their late 20s or in their 30s, about how they've ruined their life because they haven't quite gotten to the place that they thought they should be. I know I have. But what if we explored ways that maybe we're doing right now or things to look out for and how to ruin our lives? Make sure you stay to the end to find out the biggest way we can ruin our lives. Many of us are at risk of this specific reason. So here are 6 ways that you are ruining your life, no matter how old you are. Number 1. Choosing the wrong person. I've heard a piece of advice that has been echoed throughout my entire life, that the person that you choose to marry is the single most important decision that you make on this earth. I've seen proof of this through many failed and unhappy marriages that I've witnessed, especially people my age. When we are younger, actually, I don't know what I'm saying, even people my age, people are so quick to find their person or their one so that they can quickly settle down. We either get married too young, and I've seen that happen so much throughout my life, or we rush to the altar out of fear. And this is very much true for people in their 30s or 40s. I've also seen people's lives change dramatically because of the partner they have chosen. They were once full of big life dreams, goals, ambition, and then they married someone who actually wanted a quiet life. Now, neither of those things are bad if that's what you want, but the issue happens when two people are not compatible with the big things in life, like outlook on life, belief system, morals, where you want to go in the direction of your life. Settling down with a wrong person can quite literally ruin your life. So if you are single, make sure that you are clear on the kind of person you want. If you are dating, look out for early red flags so you don't waste your time. I actually did a really great video on 8 red flags that everyone needs to look out for when they are dating or already in a relationship. And you know what? If you're in a relationship until you are actually married, I believe, in a sense, you're still classed as single, loosely, I guess, because you have not made the ultimate life commitment. You can still change your mind. And you know what? It's never ever too late to reassess a relationship and to also be honest with yourself if this person that you're with is the right one for you. Now, if you're already married and you've said I do, guess what? Whoever you're with became the right person for you. I have seen people work through incredibly hard marriages that actually end up becoming very beautiful at the end. The second way that you are ruining your life: allow your past mistakes to define your future. We all mess up, okay? No one is exempt from that. I definitely make a lot of mistakes. I know it's hard to believe. And as a recovering perfectionist, I hate it so much when I do anything wrong, like anything. But there comes a point in life where you have to accept the reality, and so do I. You're gonna screw up in life, and that's okay. Sometimes we make wrong choices because we're naive. Perhaps we didn't realize what was happening, or we didn't have enough life experience or knowledge to handle the situation properly. Other times we intentionally choose things that are bad for us, but we wanted it anyway. We've all been there, it's okay. If you continue to live in the shadow of a big life mistake that you made, you will 100,000% ruin your future. There is no softer way to say that. Punishing yourself for the next 60 years is not going to redeem what you did. Quite the opposite, actually. But if you turn the mistake that you've made into an opportunity to learn and to grow, the mess up actually becomes valuable. If you turn the bad choice that you've made into an opportunity to learn from it, to grow from it as a platform for other better things, that massive mess up that might have defined your life up until now actually becomes valuable. Number 3, attach your opinion to your ego. Have you ever met someone who just acts like they're always right, and they argue with anyone and everyone who challenges their opinions? Because the entirety of who they are, their ego, their self-esteem, is literally based on their opinions and their ability to be right. Your opinion is simply just that, your opinion. Whether you turn out to be right or wrong, it's still just an opinion. Your ability to win an argument or to be right is not your identity, no matter how smart you are. Also, a part of maturity is knowing that you don't have to open your mouth every time. I have many friends who have very, very different views on life than I do. But it's not my job to correct them or to push my beliefs and my opinions on them. Because, if you are someone who has to really push everything that you think and believe onto other people, you will not only ruin your life, but you will absolutely wreck the relationships around you. Because you will have this really unhealthy need to constantly win every argument. And you have to be the person who's always right. Now, all of that is rooted in pride. It's not rooted in intelligence. And if you feed your pride too much, it will infect your entire life and it will stunt your growth. And the pride, which is going to be attached to your ego, becomes an uncontrollable beast. The 4th way that you can ruin your life today: never take risks. Ever. Never. Never take risks. Isn't it funny how you look back at your younger self, who's actually here? Look, that's me. And think, wow, I really used to be fearless. Like, I actually reflect on going to university. I was 19. I moved in with a bunch of people I did not know. Literally had to create a new life for myself in a new city from scratch. And then I had to live that way for a few years. I honestly don't think, and I'm being super honest here, at the age I'm at now, I don't think I could do that. In my second year at university, people just didn't know how to clean up after themselves, and we ended up having maggots in our kitchen. There were other things that I can't see on YouTube that also happened that were just like, I cannot believe I'm living with people like this. So yeah, if you would ask me now to move in with a bunch of strangers and go to university at the age I'm at now, that's gonna be a hard pass, bruh. You take a lot more risks when you are younger. And the reason for this is oftentimes as we age, we start losing courage. And usually the reason behind this is because we have more life experience. And we actually believe that our youth was an excuse for us to make mistakes. And we don't allow ourselves to make those same mistakes as we get older. Let me unpack that a bit. The older we get, obviously the more life experience we have, right? So we have more insight into a variety of different things. And also we have more life knowledge. We use our references to past experiences to protect us from being hurt, embarrassed, wrong, failing, and so on. So we actually no longer want to take risks in case it doesn't work out. We also feel that, we're not young anymore, so we don't have an excuse to be wrong. We don't have an excuse to make a mistake. We naturally become less courageous and more pragmatic. TLDR, we let fear and other people's opinions rob us of having the courage to take risks in our own lives. I'm definitely someone who I can recognize this in my own life. So I'm preaching to the choir here, so you're not alone. The fifth way that you can ruin your life today is feel entitled because life has been so hard for you. Life is unfair. Some of us have to walk through exceptionally difficult life circumstances again and again and again and again, while others can actually have a pretty easy, nice life. Whatever camp you fall into, people in your life or in general do not owe you everything you want. This can be a really hard pill to swallow, and I get it. Life has been the opposite of easy for me. And I genuinely feel like so much has been stolen from myself, my potential, and my future. But that does not mean from here on out that I'm owed and I should get everything that I want in life, because I've been through stuff. The more we can understand and accept the reality that life is just not easy, the more we will not get stuck when the unexpected happens. For a lot of us, it's gonna be hard. It's absolutely 100% not fair. Don't be that entitled person. You will ruin your chances of beautiful human connections because honestly, people will stop wanting to be around you. If life has been hard for you, I am genuinely so sorry. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Like, I'm genuinely sorry that you've been through stuff. And I recognize that you've had a really hard hand that's been dealt to you in life. And even though I can't know what it's like to be you, I completely get why you would feel entitled for good things to happen to you now. I get why you feel like you should have a good life because you've had such a hard one up until this point. I've felt that too. I get that. The reality is we're not entitled to anything. And you have a choice of what you make with the life that you have, even if it does not look how you had planned it to look. The sixth way, and possibly one of the biggest ways that you can ruin your life, is by having this attitude that it's too late. I recently asked my community on Instagram, and if you haven't followed me over there, then please join us there because we have a lot of cool conversations. I recently asked the community over there, what's one thing that you would want to change in your life? And I was absolutely overwhelmed at the amount of people who just simply replied with one word: everything. It actually made me really sad. I guess the reason why it made me so sad is because I related to that so much. There was once a time, not even that long ago, if I'm gonna be honest, where I would have answered the same thing. Sometimes there just seems to be too much in your life that you need to fix, that you think that things have gotten hopeless now. And it becomes so overwhelming because you know that there's so much change that you need to do or so much change that needs to happen. It's too much. It's enough disappointment and pressure to make you believe the lie that it's too late for you. It's too late for your life. It's too late for you to do anything good with your life. And I just want you to hear this, that it's not too late. Like, I really did think that it was too late for me. I made a choice to turn my life around and deal with the unexpected that happened to me that drastically changed everything. It's not too late. And I'm not trying to say this to be patronizing or out of touch or unrelatable. I really wish I could transport you to Tori a few years back not even that long ago, maybe even a couple years, where I felt and I looked like my life was over. It may seem that I have everything together now, like, I'm super positive about life. I have a healthy mindset, and I want to say to you that I don't have everything together, but I am in a much, much better place mentally. And I have to be honest, my year-long journey of therapy helped me tremendously. When we feel hopeless, it is so easy to become paralyzed from taking any action in our lives. What's the point, right? Life can turn around. Sometimes it comes from small changes, and that's kind of the answer that people don't like to hear, because they want this monumental change that's going to take them from A to Z, or Z if you're in England, in like one night. But oftentimes it's small changes. C.S. Lewis once wrote, "Isn't it funny how day by day nothing changes, but when you look back, everything is different?" And oftentimes that happens with the smaller changes if we stay consistent. The work I put into therapy and counseling seems for a while, honestly, to make everything harder. And I felt a lot worse for a while, but I was warned that could happen. And I felt like all the hard work I was doing, all the ways I was being vulnerable and really digging deep down to heal myself, was doing absolutely nothing. But one day, and I cannot explain it, things started to slowly change in my mind, which was reflected in my day-to-day life. It was so subtle. I looked back after a few months and I realized how drastically my life and my mind had changed. Don't allow this lie that everyone in life at some point will tell themselves that it's too late for you. And if you allow yourself to sit in this loop of there's too much change that needs to happen, I can't do it, I don't have a choice, it's just too much, I'm too overwhelmed, I just don't see a future, then you will remain stuck and you will ruin your potential and your future for sure. 1000%, it is proven that's gonna happen. It is not too late for you. I'm gonna say it with my chest. It is not too late for you. It's just not. You're one decision away from starting to make healthy changes in your life. But guess what? And this is where people slip up and they feel like it's too much to do. People try and fix everything. People look at their life and think, gosh, all of this, I need to change. All these habits, it's too much. You don't have to change everything at once. Don't do it. Maybe just choose one or two things for a while and put all your effort into that. Don't mentally exhaust yourself trying to change everything all at once. We are all works in progress. Life is a journey, whether you relate it to one of the points or all 6. You can do this no matter what you are facing, and your life doesn't have to be over. If you haven't already, it would mean a lot to me if you clicked on the subscribe, liked, but more importantly, shared this video with someone who needs to hear this. I appreciate you guys more than you know.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast, and every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing.